There's no secret recipe here. This is how I use the grid to lay in my compositions. I'll preface this by saying that I am by no means an expert. This is just what I've learned over the years, and I can honestly say that it helps. In the musical scale, these divisions, the half or the octave, the perfect fourth, and the perfect fifth or 2/3 division, make up the musical root harmonies. When we apply that to a visual world, the divisions created by the armature of the rectangle gives us the tools to create visual harmonies. This structure goes beyond what we know about the golden ratio or rule of thirds. In addition to the rule of thirds, the armature of the rectangle offers an artist more opportunity to create visual interest and, let's say, viewing pleasure for our viewers. It's not saying there are certain points you need to put the structures, figures, or negative space. It's up to the artist to use these scales, these visual scales of harmony, to create your own song. I'll use this sketch as an example. My main goal with this drawing was to create a mirror effect through symmetry because there's something interesting about the eyes and how they work. The visual information our eyes receive is technically an upside down image. So I wanted this illustration to be able to be flipped upside down and still have the same look and feel. Back to the grid. The first thing I was thinking about was the focal point. I wanted to put the viewer's attention on the main diagonal. That unintentionally led to my main subjects of the piece sitting directly over top of the perfect thirds, vertically, horizontally, and in this case, symmetrically. And here's a perfect example of how the grid can help you make small adjustments. Instead of having this line go here, I would have that line go here, hit at this intersection, or at least play around with that idea. By using the armature here, I think this is a really nice curve compared to what I had before. The grid is just a tool, and if it doesn't make visual sense, then don't do it. Use your own creative mind and intuition to really judge what looks good. Here's a perfect example of why you need to use your own judgment. At first, I had these nerves crossing in the middle because in our bodies, the optic nerves do cross over before they reach the occipital lobe. But see how I placed them on the opposite diagonal and how that's actually taking away from our main area of focus? Just because it's a strong part of the armature of the rectangle does not mean we need to use it. I also like to use the lines in the grid to create ending points for these tentacle-like structures I draw. For example here, I could have this nerve ending branch off at this intersection and end at this diagonal. Maybe I want the nerve from the opposing eye to sort of dance along that main diagonal to reinforce our areas of visual interest. Just play around with it. You're just sketching, you're just drafting, you don't have to be perfect. When we use the armature of the rectangle in our designs, we are adding interest, history, philosophy, math, and nature. And as the artists, we get to use it to create our work, our inspiration. It doesn't matter what century we live in, we're using this beautiful, sacred rule of nature. I just say, go for it. See what you can make using these harmonic ratios.